I have 100 lives to 100%. To complete this challenge, we need all 3 endings, all 758 items, and of course all 43 achievements. But our most important objective, not waste any of our 100 lives. 99 fits better. If this number ever hits 0, this run is over. The rules are: no glitches, no multiplayer help, no throwables, no spells, no shields, no summons, only use the club, and never cover this beautiful face.
Smash.
We get our next 2 achievements by defeating the very first boss of the game. And since this is still a tutorial, this fight's pretty basic. What is this? That was kind of a nutty first fight. Defeat Ludix Grandir. Oh, become a host of the Embers for the first time. Embrace the flame. Now, using the coiled sword that we found lying around, we activate our bonfire at the main hub of the game, Firelink Shrine, allowing us to teleport to our first real area, High Wall of Lothric. Here we can find our next 2 achievements, but that's at the end of the area. We first have the treacherous journey of getting there. Oh, that's fine. I'll just take the other path. Oh, never mind. I'll go back. I'm Gojo. We also make sure to collect items and help out NPCs we will need for later achievements. But now at the end of the area, we get our first achievement here, Way of Blue, for discovering the Covenant. This one's pretty simple. We just talk to the old lady and she lets us know about it. Covenant Way of Blue. But what's not simple is the 20+ hours of Covenant farming we are forced to do for some of our final achievements. Anyways, we are also given a banner by her, allowing us to move on to the next area, after we take care of our last achievement here, Vort of the Boril Valley, gotten by defeating our first real boss. He's right behind me, isn't he? Golly, what's all that movement back there? Oh, Vort of the Boril Valley. With 83 lives remaining, we finish our first area of the game. But don't worry, everyone knows Souls games only get easier the farther you get, so we should be fine, right? Now we raise our banner to summon the Mind Goblin, bringing us to our second area of the game, Undead Settlement. Here we have 3 achievements to get, the first being Warrior of Sunlight. We get this by fearlessly making our way through the area, eventually falling into a secret room containing our Covenant item and achievement. Discover Warrior of Sunlight Covenant. For our next achievement, Mound Makers, we get it by once again discovering a Covenant, this time a bit more hidden. But luckily we can get a piggyback ride there simply by hopping in this guy's cage. Once there, we speak with the knight to discover the Covenant and get our achievement. Covenant Mound Makers. We help out a few more NPCs. Why didn't he just do that to escape? And move on to this area's boss and last achievement, Curse Rotted Greatwood. This is for sure a boss arena. Yep, there he is. What is this? I don't know if I feel comfortable touching this. With that thing defeated, we get our achievement as well as the Transposing Kiln. This is an item we need to make other items we need. Our next area, Road of Sacrifice, has only 2 achievements. The first, Blue Sentinels, we get right away by discovering the Covenant. How do we know we joined a Covenant? He just sat there and grunted. And the other achievement here, Crystal Sage, we get for defeating this area's boss, which I had a bit of trouble finding. What's up with all these weird egg enemies? Yep, you done messed up now. Never turn your back on your enemy. Alright. Okay, we found the boss, and I have absolutely no heals. Let's see how this goes. I didn't even need heals, BB. Let's frickin' go. Before moving on to the next area, we invite this NPC to Firelink Shrine. But I completely forgot about him this playthrough and had to handle his quest next one. On the bright side, we got invaded and died, so that's fun. Our next area, Cathedral of the Deep, has 2 achievements, but both are located towards the end of this very friendly place. Don't be mad, guys. I just need to sneak by and grab this item. They were mad. I should be safe here. He can reach back here? Golly, girl, you live like this? Oh, Covenant Rosarius Fingers. Sorry about what I said earlier. I appreciate the achievement. This area's boss is the Deacons of the Deep, which is a giant group and is our final achievement in this area. But since there are so many, we need to be super careful about being attacked all at once. Oh my gosh, I just got jumped. Yeah, you just gotta get in there and swing. Deacons of the Deep. Let's go. In our next area, Faron's Keep, we get our first achievement, Covenant Watchdogs of Faron, for discovering the Covenant. Covenant Watchdogs of Faron. And the achievement, Lords of Cinder Abyss Watchers, for defeating the boss, which wasn't bad at all, since every time I hit him, he staggered like crazy. Lord of Cinders, Abyss Watchers. But getting to the boss was far from easy, since I had to navigate through this stupid swamp. Okay, I can't run. Finally, get those stupid things away. Oh! The next area, Catacombs of Karthus, was one of our easiest areas. Our only achievement here was High Lord Walnir, gotten by defeating the boss here, High Lord Walnir. And the same as the area, the boss was also super easy. Wait, that's it? Okay, we take those. High Lord Walnir. Now that we had a nice easy area, it's time to hop into the most annoying area, Smoldering Lake.
Why do you look like that?
That's his jawline. He's been mewing to for hundreds of years. This whole area is basically a maze full of lava and enemies. Even the boss here is annoying. But for our next achievement, Old Demon King, we must defeat him. Golly, couldn't even get close to the guy. Old Demon King. Our next area, Irithal of the Boreal Valley, we have 3 achievements. The first, Pontiff Sullivan for defeating the boss. That's not him.
Where am I hitting that man?
That one's definitely not him.
You think these tiny thorns are going...
Finally, Pontiff Sullivan.
Dude, what the frick? Pontiff Sullivan.
For our next achievement, Covenant Aldrich Faithful, we simply speak with this gentleman. You're not looking too good, my guy, but I guess I'll join your covenant. For our final covenant achievement, we need to carefully make our way across this sturdy bridge. Why am I staring at her dogs? Oh, she covered them up. Covenant, Blade of the Dark Moon. And if you didn't notice, we are now in Anor Londo, the area that is put into every Souls game. We only have 2 things to do here. Grab a ring.
Males can perform and female advice.
Does this mean I can get pregnant? And beat the boss for our achievement. Lord of Cinder, Aldrich, Devourer of Gods.
Great chest ahead.
Oh, love ahead. We've evolved. For our next achievement, Lord of Cinder, Yorm the Giant, we have to travel through the scariest area yet, Irithyll Dungeon. Ah! Good thing I didn't get scared. Golly, this place sucks. Eventually, I am saved from my fear by our brave knight, Sigurd. And since we've completed his quest line, he'll help us in the fight against the area boss and after we can get his armor. Defeat Yorm the Giant. For our next achievement, Dancer of the Boreal Valley, we have to kill an elderly woman. I promise it had to be done. It summons the next boss, who is also an old woman that we kill.
Yay!
Dancer of the Boreal Valley. With both of the old bags dead, we can now proceed to our next area, Consume King's Garden. Try finger butthole. Alright, I'll do it, but I don't want to. Here we only have 1 achievement, gotten by defeating this area's boss, the Consume King. And let me tell you, this guy, he's a bit wacky.
Well, I will not give him up.
Me.
Shut up.
Yay!
Osiris, the Consume King. It was a good try. The room after his boss fight contains 2 secrets. The first is an emote. This gives us access to a huge area with many items and achievements we will need, plus one of the hardest boss fights ever in Dark Souls history. The second is a secret wall, giving us access to our next area, Untended Graves.
Untended Graves. Reach the Untended Graves.
This area is the same as the very first area of the game, just a little darker. For our next achievement, Champion Gundyr, we need to defeat the very first boss, basically on hard mode. But don't worry, we already fought him once, so how hard can... Yes! Boom. Defeat Champion Gundyr. With the champion defeated, we can head into Dark Firelink Shrine to grab the Firekeeper's Eyes. This gives us access to one of the 3 endings. Now by using the gesture found earlier at this exact spot, we can go to our next area, Archdragon Peak.
Hey, reach Archdragon Peak, however you say it.
Here we have 2 bosses we need to defeat, the first being the Ancient Wyvern, who dies in 1 attack. But not there. You have to run this long, annoying pathway until you get to the perfect spot. Then you just jump off, and it's over.
Well, that was definitely a unique fight, but
alright. Ancient Wyvern. Defeated. But our next achievement will be far from easy, because the next boss is the Nameless King. This is a 2-phase boss fight, with each phase feeling unique and like a boss of their own. After my 5th death, I couldn't risk losing any more lives, so I made a quick stop to get the achievement Supreme Weapon Reinforcement. All I needed to do was simply max out any weapon. Supreme Weapon Reinforcement. Reinforce any weapon to the highest level. So with our new and improved club, we are able to head back and take down the Nameless King on our first try.
huge damage right there.
Let's freaking go. Give me a kiss.
The Nameless King. Defeat Nameless King.
For our next achievement, Dragon Slayer Armor, we need to defeat our next boss. And compared to the Nameless King, this is a piece of cake.
Golly, with our weapon max out, we worked him.
We get our next achievement for defeating the boss Lothric, Lord of Cinder, who has a bit of a unique second phase.
Bro, what is getting a piggyback ride gonna do? Alright. Lord of Cinder, Lothric Younger Prince.
Before the final fight, we have a few things to clean up. We first max out our Estus Flask.
Reinforce a bonfire to the highest level.
We then do the same for the amount of Estus Flasks.
Reinforce the Estus Flask to the highest level.
We then need to get married. At least that's what I thought, but I don't know what this is. By doing this, we unlock the first of the 3 endings we will need to get, so we can now head into our final boss fight. And since I had the max amount and level of Estus Flask, I was able to brute force my way through with no problem.
Woo woo! Lord of Cinder fallen. Yeah, I got an achievement.
Now begins the worst part of this challenge, Covenant farming. But before that, I have some bad news. You see, we will have to cover this beautiful face, but only for a little bit, because by using this helmet, we are able to increase our luck and save a ton of time. So, I won't talk about these for long, but all Covenants have items directly linked to them that have a small chance of dropping from specific enemies. The higher your luck, the higher chance of it dropping. And the only reason we need these items is whenever you turn in a certain amount, you get an item that we need. It really sucks, but we need all the items, so it has to be done. In total, this took about 20 hours, but it's pretty straightforward and we only had 1 death during the time. We also took a break to get the achievement Master of Infusion. This is gotten by collecting all gems and performing an infusion with them all.
Hey, there we go. Master of Infusion. Perform all forms of infusion.
With the Covenant farming finally complete, we are able to use the Transposing Kiln to make a few more items for our final achievement in the first playthrough.
Hey, Master of Miracles. Acquire all miracles.
With that out of the way, we can officially start our second of the 3 playthroughs needed. Our objective here in New Game Plus is to collect all of the new rings only found in New Game Plus and complete these 3 achievements. So just like usual, we play through the games, collecting items, grabbing the Firekeeper's Eyes for the ending, and of course, killing the old lady. Our first achievement we got in this playthrough, Master of Sorceries, is gotten by collecting all sorceries.
Oh, acquire all sorceries.
We get our next achievement, Master of Pyromancies, for collecting all pyromancies.
Master of Pyromancies.
Once again, we are done with another playthrough. All that remains is the End of Fire, which we get by doing our second of the 3 endings.
But one day, tiny flames will dance across the darkness.
Hey, the End of the Fire. Reach the End of the Fire ending.
For our third and final playthrough, we have 3 achievements. The first, Master of Expression, we get for learning all gestures.
Let's go. Master of Expression. Learn all gestures.
The second, Master of Rings, for collecting all rings.
Oh my gosh. Master of Rings. Acquire all rings.
And our third and final achievement, to link the first flame, we get by doing our third and final ending, bringing us into our final boss fight with only 3 lives to spare. But that's fine, because like I said at the beginning, Souls games only get easier the farther you get. Let's go! So with 3 lives to spare, we have officially 100% Dark Souls 3.
Sheesh. Complete all achievements to link the first flame. Dark Souls 3.